insulation foam stuff. Get a good shot. There we go. It comes in these huge sheets. I want to say they're that wide. And then, for some reason I was thinking they were 8 feet tall. Like a sheet of plywood size. They might have been, and I cut these, I can't remember. But anyways, my point is, I've had these for so long. I got these a while back. It says it's for attics and garages, walls and ceilings. 1 inch. Oh, basements, crawl spaces, walls. So basically just multi-purpose insulation sheet, I guess. I bought this like literally 3 years ago. It was 3.5 years ago, something like that. Anywhere between 3 and 4 years ago. I was gonna make it look like, you know, brick, and then just use it as like a backdrop panel. The few tests that I made with it didn't end up turning out like I really liked. So I'm going to use them now for our conversation hearts. I actually think I'm going to end up using most of it. Oh, I'm getting hiccups.
It is 1:30 in the morning.
I mixed up more paper mache, and I've been going around the edges. I don't know exactly what I want to do to the fronts of them. I know I'm going to have to go in probably with spackle and just go over these like lines that were in the foam sheets. A lot of them have them, and I don't know, because I'm thinking I just want to go over with the texture paint that I'm going to make, because that'll work for this, but I'm pretty sure it's gonna the lines are gonna show up. So I think I'm gonna have to go through and spackle all of those before I paint. I also have 4 hearts to do the edges of, and I also have this one little section, but I ran out of paper mache and I didn't want to mix up anymore. So yeah, look at all of them. Oh my gosh. Was only going to make 3 to begin with. I just figured since I'm making these, I might as well just go ahead and use the rest of this foam, because I don't have any plans for it. Now I've got 22 jumbo conversation hearts, or I will. Oh, I'm sorry, my camera work, like I said, it's late. I've got to go to bed. But I'll see you in the morning. So, a couple things. One, the baking soda, I mean, it looks chalky, and mixed with the paper mache texture, I think that's nice. Is this a little concentrated of a yellow? I think I should have added some white to it. Learned a lot. I'm glad that I went ahead and painted this one even though it wasn't ready. For some reason, this one is the most dry out of that like second round. This is the shape that they were. This, for some reason, reminds me of just like a little cake. Actually, that would be kind of a fun project. I wanted them to look like the candies, just large. So I think this helped a lot. I rounded off the top, and I think that makes it look a lot more like a candy. But I carved these with our zester, our like kitchen zester. Nothing is getting stuck in it at all, but I felt bad using this, and so I went and I got a multi-rasp. I think this is basically the same thing, but it's actually meant for this, and also it's like a thicker metal. I don't even... How do I get this on? What the heck? I didn't know. Okay, I'm guessing I tightened that. Let me get a screwdriver. I think that's pretty tight. Shouldn't come off again. So I've done 2 coats now. It's so bright out here. That's what they look like. It's definitely starting to blend in with the difference between the not carved portion and this carved portion. I think maybe 1 more coat, maybe 2. I don't want to have to do 4 coats, but I might have to. And I mean, they're looking good. They look like giant candies to me. Wow. That's a lot. So a few final thoughts. Oh, let me get that. So I really love how these turned out. I wanted to end the video kind of wrapping everything up. So to kind of summarize the process, these are made out of 3 layers of that purple insulation sheet. And then the edges are kind of smoothed out and built up using a paper mache clay, courtesy of ultimatepapermache.com. This is a really good recipe. It gives you almost like a little bit of like a plaster-like finish or like shell. I then carved rounded off the edges of the candies to make them look a little bit more like a pressed wafer candy versus, you know, a cake. Then I kind of routed out the letters using my Dremel. Then I basically primed it with this stuff called DryLok. I found out about this from another YouTube channel. It's called Van Oaks Props. I love their channel. They do a lot of like kind of leaning more towards like Halloween style like props and I would say decorations. But really it's like set pieces, really cool stuff. They use this DryLok stuff to make like a faux concrete stone texture on prop tombstones, like headstones. And I figured it would work in this because it kind of gives you that like sugary texture. Then I painted the colors. It took me a couple tries to get the right colors right because I just wanted them to be You know, those classic pastels that the candies come in. I did a dry brush of white, again, to kind of mimic that white powdery sugar look that these have. And then finally, I added in the red lettering. This red ended up looking a little raspberry, like a raspberry red. I think it should be a little bit more of a dull red, but that's totally fine. I want to make more of these in the future because I think they look so good just scattered around. I didn't mention this earlier in the video, but the reason why I ended up making so many more is, one, to use up the rest of my foam, and two, because I wanted to have a set of these that were like flower puns, so that way I could use those for a photo shoot with my felt flowers. And then the rest of them, I knew I wanted to have like enough to pick from to make a set, just in case I wanted to hang them on a wall. I think they would look really nice in like a grid pattern of like 3 rows of 3. Kind of like a little gallery wall just of these. I still need to paint the backs of them, and I want to because I think having them scattered around, it would look really nice to have some that is just like a block of color with no words. But yeah, thank you so much for watching and hanging out with me today. I would totally appreciate it if you did all of the YouTube things. Like this video, comment down below, and of course subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I would really love to focus on this channel this year and post more videos. I'm already working on a couple more things that I want to get out to you before Valentine's Day. Oh, I hear Vacula coming down the hall. Are you coming in here? Yeah. Okay, oops, that's my cue to go. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Love you. Bye. Oh, I will also say that I should have mentioned this earlier in the video, but the reason that that second batch of paper mache took longer to make was because I got the recipe wrong. I only included a third of the amount of the liquid glue that you're supposed to include. So I think that took it longer to set up, and it didn't really like harden as much. Okay, bye for real.